welcome back to Four Beers In, everybody. You got myself down here.
Hey, mate.
Hey, that's Rob. He's across from me. Hey. And you'll never guess who's next to him.
Hello.
Yeah,
Joe.
That's our Joe. That's our Shandy man there. And then you'll never guess who's back.
And who was that?
Guess who's back?
Guess who's back?
Guess who's back?
Guess who's back?
So who's back?
Yeah, who is back? Yeah, we've got Savage back. Welcome back.
Hopefully this episode doesn't go out before the
Mr.
other one.
Ravage.
Yeah.
Savage. I'm going with Savage. I'm keeping Savage.
You
Savage
do
sounds cool.
Whatever helps you sleep at night.
But it's like a
Whenever I'm
nice,
dreaming about Savage.
but a nice Savage, you know, not like a bad Savage.
No.
What is a nice savage?
It's good to have you back there, mate. We're talking about the Turkish gunner.
Turkish shooter and how breakdancing's not a real sport.
It's definitely not a real Olympic sport.
But didn't they do the kangaroo dance or something like that? Like
The Aussie did, yeah.
Yeah.
Look, good to have a go. But you can say that about anything.
Here's your participation.
Good to have a go. She didn't win anything. But good to have a go. I'd love that. If I could go and hop like a kangaroo and go to Paris. So be a part of the Olympic Village, Tinder Village.
There you go.
Next Olympics, you could go in for the kangaroo hop.
Yeah. Did you read that article about the Tinder Village?
No.
I didn't either. I couldn't be asked, but still pretty cool. I thought about it. I thought that would be really interesting, but I thought, fuck, just get a boyfriend.
So we got...
Surely it's just you. Oh, no, it'd be everybody. How big is this village now?
It's huge.
The Olympic Village.
Huge.
Well, they've gone from 45 original games, was it, to 296 games now at Olympic Games? As if there's more than 4 people in every event. 294
Tinder would
times
be
4.
mad.
You've
Tinder would be
but
going
you've also
off.
got like the coaches,
The coaches,
everything
yeah.
that goes with the teams,
All the audiences and stuff.
You'd feel ripped off though if you went on a date with the breakdancer.
Wow.
Burn.
Or what else? What else is
Should we go
new?
Should we go around the
What do you
table?
Olympics or skateboarding?
Oh, wow.
Skateboarding was good. I watched the
Skateboarding's all right.
skateboarding.
No,
Yeah,
skateboarding's cool. Yeah.
Aretha threw.
You wouldn't need to worry about a cab, would you?
I thought
Just
skateboarding
fucking
had been around for a
skateboard.
while. I didn't think it had only just been out.
No, this is twice. It's the second time it was in.
So it lasts 8 years, every 4 years.
Surfing is was in.
Surfing's cool, yeah.
Yeah, that was cool.
Because you're actually doing some, like fitness-wise,
You're doing,
And you're not on skateboard?
you're doing.
Oh,
something.
yeah, true, yeah.
So dancing like a kangaroo is not doing anything.
Fucking
It's
so
just to do anything for you.
ridiculous.
Well,
Like
let's
we
put
talked about, rock, paper, scissors will be next.
Well, apologies to all Olympic officials out there.
This was an Olympic sport, then that'd be cool.
Is it? See, that's
They're
got
talking
more.
about it.
Are they?
They are definitely.
Why
talking about
not?
it. Yep.
Why
I
not?
think
So
the next one they
darts,
might have
180 is
Yeah.
going to be worth more than break dancing.
I didn't see all the
It's
breakdancing.
all, it's all about the arm action.
I just saw the
What,
kangaroo
breakdancing?
jumping, doing.
Because it was a bit of, we're all doing kangaroo
The
hops right here in the
kangaroo.
studio.
But she's done well. Like she's gone viral. But I saw some comment go, "Oh, it's good to see the Australian cricket team up there because of what she was wearing." Did you see what she was wearing? And then she was like, "Oh, look good on her." I didn't see any other break dancers, but
So you just judged her.
yeah,
You sound so bitter.
You just thought that someone from the WBBL had turned up.
I just scrolled on
Women's
Facebook and she
Big
came
Bash
up.
League, for those of you who don't know what W. Wasn't trying to make some weird sexual acronym.
But you know what? She's getting more talk than the Tinder Village. So there you go. And that's probably more interesting.
Talking about talking and interesting. We've got the Savage Man back.
We do.
And there's many great thing that this man does. And so I think today we're wanting to talk to you about what you do outside of your co-parenting role, which is what we
Yes.
talked to you about last time in
Yes.
the last episode we had you.
So I guess there's a lot of stuff that I've done in my life in terms of different vocations and different hobbies, if you will. I am a former professional wrestler here in Perth, WA. I don't anymore. I retired in 2010.
It's the champ.
No,
champ.
I never made it to champ status, but I did compete in the main event for a championship and have been in a match where was placed through a table on a few occasions. So that's kind of fun and stuff like that. So
So can I quickly ask, is that Savage linked to Randy Savage?
no.
No.
Savage is
about
because
him.
Rob can't get my name right.
Oh,
That's-
I never get anybody's name. I apologise to everybody out there.
no, but my name was actually was granted to me when I was beginning training in 2008, 2009. the person that was training me, who runs a company here in Perth, called New Horizons Pro Wrestling. He used to train us. What are you doing?
We're all laughing because Daddy Boy's trying to eat a chip. That's Savage
I
is
am
talking.
eating wheat crunchies, crispy bacon. They are so crunchy. I should have not touched it.
Not
It literally
sponsored.
says wheat crunchies. Not sponsored, but the crunch is massive.
We all said before we
Crunch
press
is
record.
massive. I can't believe you just did that.
I'm just going.
Back to you, Shawnee.
Sorry,
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 Sean.
mate.
Sorry.
Don't worry, I got another packet.
If it makes you feel any better, he does that to everyone. Or I guess you're not the only one.
I don't know why everyone was just looking at
what's
him.
your name?
Like, what happened?
He's
He's having a great time, so they're thinking.
Look like he
what
just did a
was
bit
your
of
name? So what
breakdance.
was
So I was given the name Sean Ravage by my trainer at the time. His name was Mano. That's his stage name. He was a Polynesian wrestler who was training us at the time. And he gave me that name because I actually wanted to be called something else and it was too close to somebody else's name. And he goes, why don't you call yourself Sean Ravage, and your gimmick, which I think you would probably, Rob, would take pretty much liking to the inspiration of. He said, why doesn't your gimmick be that of the song Jeremy by Pearl Jam? Where you're the kid that doesn't say much and people wonder why he doesn't say much. But then when you open your mouth and say something, they're like, okay, we shouldn't have let this kid speak because now he's too dark. And that's the kind of the gimmick they were going with. I then kind of steered away from that when he sort of parted ways and started New Horizons Pro Wrestling, and I stayed with the company I was in, which was called the Southern Hemisphere Wrestling Alliance, which now no longer exists. But when they were around, I kept the name and then just sort of developed my own character where I was just a, bad guy. That I played the bad guy as a heel. So I'd go around and, attack other wrestlers and do it just to try and make my way up the card and, do whatever I wanted and, find my way up. And the crowd booed me. They absolutely hated me. It was great. I used to mouth off to all these little kids. Just come up, oh, you suck. And I'll be like, oh, so does your mum. But that kind of stuff.
Did you have a song? You know how people
Yes.
come out. What was your song?
My theme song was In Your Words by Lamb of God. It was from the 2009 Wrath album.
How does that go?
Oh, yeah.
Go, Savage, go.
It was like, I'm going to mouth the song. It was like a really kind of like fast song in, drop D tuning kind of thing. But,
Oh, cool.
But I had made a custom version of it myself because I can edit music and all that sort of stuff, which I'll get to in the next part of it, of this episode. But I had taken the intro from Edge Crusher by Fear Factory and where it said, due to the graphic nature of this program, discretion is advised, and then it would cut into the song. So that was like the whole gimmick was, take discretion when watching me wrestle. And
Probably sounds better than Pearl Jam. Like you come on the ring, you hear.
It was much better than Jeremy Spoker. Yeah. So,
Your wrestling name, it could have been Jeremy.
So I would, and then I used to come out wearing a trench coat. I had dreads. Now I'm completely bald.
Oh,
but
wow.
I actually had dreads.
How long were your dreads?
Oh, probably down to about here, around my neck. So
Wow.
yeah, so I had dreads. This was dyed red as well, like Dimebag Darrell from Pantera. My beard, I'm referring to for those of you who can't see because this is a podcast.
Yeah. I
my
didn't see a photo of this.
My chin, it's on my Facebook for those. Rise of Ravage for anyone who wants to find it. Chin beard. My goatee that comes off my chin was dyed red, and then I had the full goatee moustache as well in black. So it was like a full Dimebag Darrell like look with the black dreads. And then I wore a one-piece outfit that went like straps over the shoulders like a singlet, and then all the way down to the knees. And it had a black outfit with red rose thorns wrapped around.
It sounds like so much fun.
And I come out with a weapon. I come out with a signature weapon, which was called I called it the claw hammer, but it's actually one of those.
Sounds like one of my Friday nights.
Joe's nights on the town. Take keeps it in his car for safety reasons. Safety. And this claw hammer was actually, you can buy them in Bunnings and stuff, but it's called a Stanley Fubar, spelled Fubar, because that's the term in the army they used, which when someone has been, I guess, damaged in the face and they can't recognize the person, it's usually the term in the army they use called fucked up beyond all recognition, which means they can't tell who it is that's been killed in the army. But anyway, this Fubar was actually a demolition tool that the brand Stanley would sell, the guys that own Sid Chrome and stuff
Shout
like
out to Stanley if you want to sponsor the show.
Yep. Please do so.
Yeah, we're happy with anyone, really.
So, and then I would grab one of those, and it was like a crowbar at the top, shaped like an F, and then the back of the crowbar head had like a sledgehammer part or like a board breaker. Then a sledgehammer part, a handle, and then a little crowbar at the bottom of it. And I'd wrap it in like black insulation tape and red cloth tape to match the rest of the outfit. And I'd use that, and I would use that to cheat to win. So when refs wasn't looking, bang, straight in the face, gone. So
It feels like real life then, wrestling.
oh well, you know. Not real life, predetermined high contact though. Yes.
Wow.
And I made a lot.
Yeah,
of,
I mean, yeah, they hit you. Like,
yeah. I've had a fair share of injuries. I've had one guy, a friend of mine who actually lives in Melbourne. Shout out to my mate Mike if he's living over there in Melbourne. I wrestled him a fair few times when he was wrestling under the name Jake Paragon, and he actually hit me with a clothesline. But he was a big fan of Japanese wrestling, and a clothesline at high velocity in Japan is called a lariat. And he hit me with it as his finisher, but he mistimed where he was meant to hit me, and he got me across the bridge of my nose.
Oh.
So gave me a fair concussion for a little while. That wasn't fun.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah. So
so what's your worst injury you've ever had?
worst injury, I would probably say I'll probably say that I didn't actually have too many injuries. The reason why I left wrestling was because I actually have a condition of mild epilepsy, so I get grand mal seizures if I overheat, don't take care of myself, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And after my last match in 2010, I actually took a really powerful move off the top rope from a big muscly guy, and backstage when I got taken backstage, I know my body just felt like it was exhausted, it shut down or something happened, and I just had a seizure then. And I had already made the pact before that because it had happened once before in my career. That I said to my mum, and funnily enough, the partner who's actually my son's biological mother, who I was with at the time, I had said, if this happens one more time, I'll hang up the boots.
That's it.
That was it. I'll give it one more run because I didn't think I had a fair run. If it happens one more time, I'll hang up the boots and do the right thing. Happened one more time, so I hung up the boots. But I stayed involved.
enough.
I stayed involved with wrestling in Perth as a ring announcer, referee,
That's cool.
commentator, like all cameraman, all sorts of different roles. And even at one point later, from about 2016 to 2018, I played the on-screen heel authority figure. So I was like the like kind of like the evil boss. I don't want to say his name because he's suffering. I'm not going to mention the most relative example because he's currently going through scandals. But yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So how do you go from that? So you're doing wrestling. So what come first? Because some of you might not know that Savage here is also a musician. So what come first, the music or the wrestling?
Music did.
Music was always...
Music, I started playing guitar when I was 12, going on 13. Dad passed on his acoustic to me. So I started learning guitar from there, and I've just played guitar and picked up drums and stuff along the way, been in numerous bands around Perth, done, performing arts festivals, gigs here and there. May or may not have filled in on bass for a certain band called Electric State, but
we've heard that Electric State.
Rob, you might know something about that.
Yeah. Terrible band. They are. The bass players are good though.
Yeah. Shout out to Paul.
So are you currently in a band now?
Yes, I am. I am recently became the newest addition to the local Perth rock and metal band by the name of Tears of Venom.
Yeah.
Absolutely great bunch of lads. It was actually Electric State that put me onto them because they were needing a new bass player, and I'd only not long filled in for them at a big festival. So while I was still looking for a place, they were needing someone to fill that place. So the planets aligned, and I went and auditioned, and
great band.
Literally one night of auditions after learning their songs, and they were like, "Yep, come on in," and that's it. And we've just been one big happy brotherhood ever since. So
check out Tears of Venom.
Yes, Tears of Venom on Facebook, or Tears of Venom Band, I think it is, on Instagram. The information will be there as well.
Yeah.
So official single launch on November 8 at Old Habits alongside Tarot, Street Creature, and of course Electric State, who we've kindly invited to repay the favour.
They get everywhere there.
Yeah,
check it out.
Man.
Yeah, but I mean, you guys deserve it though. So, and we're looking to launch our single Tears of Venom, which is already out now on Spotify for those who want to listen. But we do have another one that's in the works that we're looking to drop, possibly a second one as well. So 3 in total.
So what's the first single called?
The first one is called Tears of Venom. It's the same name as the band.
Too easy.
So that one is was mixed by Ryan at Savage Studios, and that is a Savage, not a Ravage, for the record.
We'll have to try and get that.
Savage Studios. Shout
there.
out to Ryan at Savage Studios in Bunbury. He's done an amazing job on it. So
Champion.
Yeah, so we did that. We put it out. I think it was May No, June 7th. June 7th was. May 31st was when at the Amplifier with you guys, but June 7th was when it was released. So that's come out. Good reception so far. I think it sounds really good.
Sounds killer.
It sounds absolutely killer. The mix is fantastic. And the cool thing is that the way that we put all the production together, it's just such an easy progress because all of us can record our parts separately, send them all in, and then we put pieces all together, send it off to Ryan, and Ryan just works his magic, and that's just great.
November 8th.
November 8th, yes. And then we have one more gig after that on November 30th at the same venue, Old Habits. And we're playing Hornography. I had to... Hornography.
Horn. Is that what's that about?
Hornography. I had to make sure I'd said that slowly so that Rob doesn't get any bad ideas.
Hornography. What's that about?
Usually it's a festival, or not a festival, but it's a series of gigs they do where they have a lineup of heavy bands.
Yeah.
So obviously, like, horns for like the Devil Horns type thing.
Yep.
And they do those sorts of gigs with heavier bands on. They have a different lineup at Old Habits. Every so often they do like a slightly heavier theme or, I think they've done like a full death metal theme at one point where everyone, every band on the lineup was a death
where's
metal
Old
band.
Habits at?
I think it's Old Aberdeen Street in Northbridge, I believe.
North Leederville. So
North
you go to the
Leederville.
Pickle District. They're trying to make it into a bigger venues for art and other things like that. It's a great venue. Big shout out to Greg from Bespoke Touring. He's a legend who got that one together.
Yes. So, I did the music first from early teenage and then on the way.
Music,
and then wrestling sort of took its time as I got into it with my early 20s and stuff. There was another path after that as well.
Well, can I ask you a question about the music side of things?
Yeah.
And then we might need a call up. And we might have to get Savage back.
Yeah.
We're still
There
going
you
to
go.
Savage. I'm still going to make it stick. But I want to know, like, if Tears of Venom could tour with someone, who would it like?
You heard it
dead
here
or
first
alive?
on 4 Beers In.
Who would you want to tour with?
I've got to speak on behalf of all of them at this point.
Yeah, look out.
So,
lot of pressure.
Jay, if you listen, I'm sorry if I get this wrong. No, I would imagine that if we could tour with anyone 100%, it would have to be Judas Priest. Purely because I know how much. I know Jay and Rob, our singer and our drummer, they're in a tribute band for Judas Priest here in Perth called Devil's Child. So it would have to be them. It would have to be Judas Priest, and if we could support them, or if we were to ever tour on
that would be the dream.
with a big band, that would be it for them, I would say. And I like Judas Priest. I like
So maybe we get
Judas
Judas
Priest
Priest on the show. Maybe
I'll flick him a
someone who we
message.
could send a message out. We
Flick
could
him a
get them live, and then when we do, we get Tears of Venom in, and we could do it at a gig. So it'd be Tears of Venom supporting Judas Priest, and then we can do a 4 Beers In that.
That's it. That's how dreams are made of here.
Remember, I'm not saying it's going to happen.
Yeah. We're not saying it's going to happen, but if you do,
did,
you heard it here on 4 Beers In.
4 Beers In.
Oh, lads, well, been an
right,
awesome,
we're gonna
absolute
sign off
pleasure to have
now.
you back here, mate.
Of course.
Thank you so
Anytime.
much.
Can I ask one quick question?
Yeah, go.
Sorry.
Poor Joey just sat there quietly.
Sorry, about wrestling. So Rob asked about the band. What wrestler would you love to get in the ring with?
Oh, good one.
Man.
And it can be from like Hulk Hogan days to now.
If I was to get in the ring with any wrestler, you know what? If I was to get into the ring with any wrestler, it would have to be, you said dead or alive?
Yeah, dead or alive.
Well, just from
The late great Bray Wyatt. He would be. He was I absolutely idolized him. He came after I retired. He came to WWE after I retired, but he unfortunately passed away in 2023 at the age of 36. He had a bit of a medical condition which took his life. But anyone who follows wrestling loved his character. His character work was just amazing. He was literally the next person the Undertaker was going to pass the torch onto.
Wow.
Scary personas.
He's still
and everything
going,
else.
The Undertaker.
He's retired now.
He's retired.
He's officially retired and in the Hall of Fame now, but he has been talking about doing one more match. I don't think it's wise, but he reckons he's
He's a
got
big
one
guy,
more.
isn't he?
Yeah, he reckons he's got one more left in him, but I know he's got a couple of false hips, so it's probably not wise for him to do.
So who was it? Sorry, not the Undertaker. It was
Bray Wyatt.
Bray Wyatt. So should we say a big cheers to Bray Wyatt and
Yes,
everything he did?
please
Yeah,
do.
big
We
shout
could do
out
this
to
last
Bray
4
Wyatt.
beers in. Cheers to him, and to yourself, man.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for coming on board, mate. And
you very much, mate.
it's Bray White.
All
4
right,
beers.
Bray Wyatt. 4 Beers In.